Ma'am, chat box quiz.
Good afternoon, class 6, and a warm welcome back.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
And yes, I'm going to take your questions. Firstly, reminder. So this Thursday, you are going to have a Vicon test, South America and agriculture combined. And on Tuesday, the coming Tuesday, that is, what is the date? What is the date? Coming Tuesday is
Ma'am, 18th.
Yes.
The dates in the mail.
Yes.
So I have a question. Tomorrow should be a holiday. So why haven't we got the notice
No,
yet?
that is the thing. Tomorrow is not a holiday. Vivekananda's birthday, I know.
Ma'am
I
said
have
we
got
do not
this-
have a holiday. then
Vivekananda
that's
will
it.
feel bad.
But Vivekananda
Yes,
will feel
ma'am,
bad
he will
for
feel
us.
bad.
Who
And
said?
We
he
will
will
feel
say,
bad
why we
for
will
this.
study
Who
on
said?
that day.
Huh? Who
Ma'am,
said?
why do we? Ma'am, he will say, why will my children study in my birthday?
He will be very happy.
We will not be able to attend his
People
birthday
are
party.
learning. He will be, because he has
No, she has to be alive, no?
wanted Indians to be educated, to be independent, to
Ma'am,
reach out
if on
to the
Sri
world.
Aurobindo's birthday we will have holiday, then why not on Vivekananda's?
Whose birthday we have holiday?
Sri Aurobindo.
We have
Because he is
program on
the
that
form
day.
of our
Because
school.
of
Because Sri Aurobindo
By
is the ashram of Sri
Our
Aurobindo.
school is connected with Sri Aurobindo, right?
Sri
That's why.
Aurobindo's
no.
birthday is on 5th
None of the
August.
leaders,
First, it's the
listen,
Independence
none of
Day
the
also.
leaders
Sri Aurobindo's birthday is on 15th August. Independence Day also.
That's an actual holiday.
Anyway, that
All
would be a
great
festive.
people
That would be
of
a
the
festive
past.
mood for me because
Okay,
after
fish
All
school, my
great
birthday.
people of the past have fought so that Indians can get educated. They come out of, all superstitious beliefs and everything. At least in the modern time, when you do the British age, everyone, starting from Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar to Swami Vivekananda, everyone has fought for education. So why a holiday? What will you do? Rather study for 2 hours
We
more.
can
1
study,
hour
but he
more
will
in the
feel
morning,
sad.
1 hour more in the evening.
Ma'am, that doesn't matter. Even if there is no school, we have to study. That doesn't matter.
Ha.
Yes, a little bit.
Ma'am, we will thank them on that day.
When I was a little
Give us the
kid, I did not have to
opportunity to
study
be
on
educated.
Sundays, but now I have to study on every day.
Thank by studying, they will be more than happy. Yes, Riddhiman, what do you have to say?
Ma'am, can you please explain again what is the meaning of worker productivity?
Worker productivity. Okay,
Yes.
worker productivity as such, directly I'm going to ask you the question. Worker productivity is how much, suppose in a factory or in an agricultural field, a particular quantity of a product is, a crop is being grown, or in a factory, a particular quantity of product is being produced. So how much as a worker is my contribution in that? How much am I useful in any production process? That is called worker productivity. Let's say there are 10 farmers working, 10 agricultural laborers working in a agricultural field. Okay, 10 people, and each person is, if you see 10% working in the field, and in that field you can say in a year around 50 kg of potatoes are grown. Let's say potatoes, very common crops. So what is the productivity of each worker? So 50 divided by 10, how much?
10.
5
Five.
kgs.
Five.
So each worker is worth
Yeah.
5 kgs of potatoes who are working in that field. And lastly, we were doing about disguised unemployment. There are two types of unemployment. One is unemployment that we can directly see. Directly see means that person is not working. Okay, so when we say that, okay, are you doing any kind of job? The person is saying, no, I am not working. I am not doing any kind of job. That is normal direct unemployment. Sometimes there is another form of unemployment that is present in society. It is called disguised unemployment. Maybe when we are seeing that person is working, but ultimately that person is not adding anything to the total output. Okay, like instead of 10 workers, so 10 workers can produce 50 kg. Now, if there are 12 workers producing the same 50 kg, because see, the size of the farm is fixed. Machinery is fixed. You cannot increase them. But instead of 10, the work that can be done by 10 people is now being done by 12 people. So ultimately, those 2 people, they are not actually they are not actually adding to anything in the production process. So it is said that this is called disguised unemployment. Disguised, in a disguised way, we are seeing that they are employed, they are working in the agricultural field, but ultimately the production is remaining the same. They will actually be employed. Suppose if the farm size can be increased, if more machines can be used, now they have their own machines, and instead
Isn't
of
this
50,
less in commercial farming in abroad?
Isn't it?
Isn't this kind of cases less in abroad, where commercial
It
farming
is less in less
plenty?
populated countries. The more the population, you have more unemployment and disguised unemployment. The lesser the population, lesser such problems. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anushka, what do you have to
Is
say?
disguised employment unemployment?
Just now I said what is disguised unemployment. See that suppose one work can be done by 10 people. Okay. Now 12 people are doing the same work because there are so many laborers, overpopulation, they need job. So, but those 2 extra people are not ultimately producing anything extra. So those 2 people are said to be disguisedly unemployed. They are there in the field, but they are not adding to anything productive. Understood what is disguised unemployment now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, in simpler terms, it means one person is working but not very much.
One person is seeing that suppose the person is seen to go to work every day, but if you are not adding to anything in production or adding anything of value to the company,
Zero
okay,
productivity.
then that is called disguised unemployment. It is not happening because the person doesn't want to. It is happening because there are other factors that are blocking it. As I was saying, again, giving you another example, suppose there is a agricultural field which is 10 meters in length and not meters, 10 meters and 10 meters. So this is an agricultural field where 10 people can work and 10 or 5 people can work, and if 5 people work, they can produce 10 kgs of tomatoes. Okay, 5 people can produce 10 kgs of tomato. The field, the agricultural area is fixed. The amount of shovels and everything that is available, that is also fixed. But due to overpopulation, instead of 5, you find 7 people or 8 people working, and out of that, the production remains 10 kg of tomatoes only. So ultimately, those 3 people are not able to do anything of important value. They are not adding any value.
Ma'am, they're not adding value
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
thing.
Those
Ma'am, as the
people
shovels
who
are
are
fixed
2
too.
or 3 people who are added, who are working extra,
Yeah,
will only be able to
basically
produce
in a
more
way
if the resources are expanded.
And why are they called unemployed? Because these 3 people, if there was more jobs available, okay, these people could have been used in better jobs, and their jobs could have, suppose there was another field, good field, where they can be used. If they are used in that field or any other company or any other factory, if they work there, maybe they can produce something else. But they are not, because of lack of jobs, they are working in that field only. Okay, and ultimately there is loss of labor. Hence, it is called disguised unemployment. Anyway, don't get into so much detail. You can just write that agriculture is one sector. If it is promoted in a proper way, it can provide more and more employment. Okay, few very important questions from this part. Definitely, what is agriculture? And then I can ask you a question based on any one of the factors that help in agriculture. I can tell you what is the role of climate in agriculture, how important is soil in agriculture. This I'm telling you for next week's written test. Okay, any one factor. Now I can also ask you a question like, you can say, I can, just 1 minute, I can ask you a question like, what happens if the farmers are given adequate economic benefits by the government? So you can say, if the farmers are given adequate economic benefits, like easy loans are given to farmers, then the farmers are given machinery and all, fertilizers.
What?
Tell, what is?
Ma'am, what is the meaning of adequate?
Adequate means sufficient. You know, you are giving enough help to the farmers. If you are helping the farmers in a sufficient way, like by giving, you can give the farmers benefits like easy loans from the banks. You know, there are agricultural banks that has been started by the government. I don't know if you have heard the word. They are called Grameen banks. You know, and agricultural loans are easily given to farmers. Since they are not very educated and all, if you have lots of complicated paperwork, lots of complicated forms to be filled up, a high interest on loans, then they will not want to take loans. But if you give them easy method, okay, easy way loans can be given to them, they can take the loans and then they can use the loans to buy seeds, fertilizers, automatically they will benefit from that. So I can ask you, or I can tell you, tell 2 economic factors that can help a farmer in improving agricultural productivity, or through which agricultural production can be improved. So you can say that 2 economic benefits that can be given to farmers to help in agricultural development can be by giving them easy loans, by giving them fertilizers and good quality seeds at cheap prices, at low prices. So government many times, you know, this is the work of the government. The government gives seeds, fertilizers cheaper to the farmers than their actual price. Suppose it is actually 10 rupees, the government gives it to the farmers for 6 rupees because they are mostly poor in countries like India. Now,
Ma'am,
tell.
Ma'am, why is this unemployment and poverty a big problem in our country?
Because of high population. One very big reason behind that is very high population. You will learn about population and resources about these things in class 8.
Ma'am, does it happen plenty in China then?
Yes, even China has, but China's way of government, the way the government works in China is different from us. So their way of finding solutions is different from us. But one very big reason why India faces so many problems is due to overpopulation. If you really ask me, overpopulation is a very, very big cause behind so many issues that we are facing. Okay, yes, let me take some questions. Srinidhi?
And how can we solve the problem of unemployment?
Well, one thing that we can say is, firstly, as I said, overpopulation is a problem. So what we need to do is 2 ways. I personally think, means you can always say, or not only I personally think, 2 ways are, first is by spreading education and controlling overpopulation. When you educate the people about the negative effects of overpopulation, you see, till now in India, in the village areas, there are families that have 6 children, 7 children. If and most of the families, they are unable to give proper food to those children. They are unable to provide education. So those children many children survive, some children die at a very young age. So one thing that is very important is education, awareness, and through that, population control. Now in India, we have this policy that the government is trying to promote of 2 children. China has also adopted this policy. If any household has more than 2 children, then it's not the responsibility of the government. The government takes away many benefits from those families who are promoting lots of children. So, you know, overpopulated countries like India and all, we are trying to bring our population in control. If population comes in control, quite a few problems will be solved of unemployment. Then if a factory is open, then trying to promote, you know, more industries, building more factories, all these things will automatically help in removing unemployment. Okay, so that is the
I want
second.
to say something.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, like you said, by making of factories, it will solve one problem, but then it will then another problem will come. That is of pollution and global warming.
Yeah, absolutely supports those things.
For that, the only thing I can suggest is improvement in technology. We need to now, what are we doing? Earlier, we used to use petrol and coal and all these things too much. You will learn this in class 7. Now, you know, we are trying to invent things that use less of
Electric cars.
petroleum and more of
LPG then.
clean energy resources. LPG is still, LPG is there. We are trying to shift to solar
Electric
energy.
cars. Electric
That's
cars.
liquid
More
petrol gas.
importantly, we need to
Batteries.
make
We are
more
trying
proper vents.
We are trying to invent, we are trying to move to, you know, energy obtained from waves, tidal energy, then biogas. We are saying that separate the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable waste. So biodegradable waste, if we use them, we can produce biogas, and that can be used instead of using wood, log, and burning trees to cook and all in the villages they do, use biogas. So we are trying to shift then to solar batteries, solar cars, wind energy. There are windmills. We are trying to shift. Let's see what happens.
And that's what
I mean,
was
many
saying.
gadgets,
To use the
ma'am, in
natural
many
resources
Yes,
gadgets,
to
ma'am.
create
Even
energy instead of
in the
burning
world,
ma'am,
many
in
car
gadgets
companies
there
are
is solar
launching
and
electric cars.
Electric cars,
EV.
solar cars. We are
Ma'am, do you know a fun fact? No, I want to say fun fact. Ma'am, the electric car, they need to be charged, right? And the charging machine runs on diesel.
I know we haven't invented. See, all this depends on
And then
our.
what's the point of making an
Hopefully,
electric car?
no, hopefully in future we will invent something which will not use diesel or petroleum so much. Like we invented these things, it all depends on our inventions. We can invent something which will use energy from the sun and not much of coal and petroleum. Thus,
Yes, ma'am. And one more
ma'am,
thing
in
that
many
This is
gadgets,
fascinating.
ma'am, in many
One
gadgets,
question
gadgets,
leads
instead of
Nisha, another
petroleum, we use
question.
solar
okay,
charging.
okay. Otherwise,
ma'am, the one more.
And
okay, main point we will miss. That is questions from agriculture. So all the factors, okay, I can give you in general, a question can be state any 2 factors that help in the development of agriculture. I can tell you to focus on any one factor. With focus on any one factor, like I can tell you, suppose I give you one sentence like this, land plays a very important role in the development of agriculture. Explain. So when I'm telling you something, explain, or I'm using the word why, that means or the word justify why, or explain, that means I want you all to give reasons for that. So you have to reason it out that if it is a flat land, it will automatically help in use of different types of machines. Easy agriculture can be done. You can also say the quality of the land, the more fertile the land, the more fertile soil the land has, the better agriculture can be done. Okay, in the same way, I can also ask you on one factor like this one. I can ask you, tell me, climate. I told you which type of climate is most suitable for doing agriculture and why. If I ask you this, which type of climate will you say?
Hot and humid.
Hot and humid.
Hot and humid.
Humid and tropical climate because it rains.
Tropical
in
climate,
tropical climate.
absolutely. Why? Because you will write that plants need good amount of rainfall and sunshine to grow properly. So the areas which gets enough amount of rainfall and sunshine, that type of climate is most suited for doing agriculture. Okay.
And we're telling the answers.
Yes, this is the answer. I'm discussing with you all. If I give you a think type of question, I can give a think type of question from here like if I tell you, suppose an area does not get a lot of rainfall. What will we do to do agriculture in that region? What will you suggest?
Ma'am, we will use the irrigation system.
Irrigation system, yes.
Irrigation system.
Water plants. Automatically water plant from groundwater. Irrigation.
Dry areas, we will use irrigation system.
Yes, ma'am. In dry areas, we need the help of irrigation.
Water harvesting.
Absolutely. Rainwater harvesting. Very good. You can always give such suggestions.
Rainwater harvesting, yes.
Yes, like in Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization was in the area of a desert, but they did agriculture because they got it through irrigation system from the River Nile. This can be one application type of question. Can you apply your knowledge? This is one. Okay. Different.
You told reasons. Reasons, you mean we will give in points.
If it, depending on the marks, if it is 1 mark, 1 point is enough. If it is 2 marks, we minimum say try to give 2 points. Okay, so 2 marks, always try to give 2 points. Or there should be enough keywords. There has to be 2 keywords that we are looking for. Like if I tell you, why is equatorial type of climate most suitable for agriculture? You will write in equatorial regions, or equatorial regions of the world gets enough sunlight and rainfall. So sunlight and rainfall are the 2 keywords, half and half. Okay, and or 1 and 1. And then it is a 2 marks answer. So this way there will be 2 marks. There have to be 2 keywords. This is the rule of ICSE board. You can remember it till class 10 that you are giving your exams. Your marks is your clue. Okay, one more thing that
Why till 10?
Huh?
Why till 10?
I mean, after that 11, 12, which board you may shift school, you may stay here. Then in 11, 12, there are more details that you get into. Right now, target till 10. Okay, in class, say, now going to 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, you have to look forward. Okay.
7, 8 is only so tough.
7, 8 is going to be a little more tough than this. Learn the difference, learn comparison between the different types of agriculture. Okay, like commercial and subsistence, subsistence and plantation, and definitely learn some examples of crops grown in different places of the world. Some crops that are grown through commercial farming, some crops that are grown through subsistence farming. Also, learn the advantages and disadvantages of commercial and subsistence. So if I tell you subsistence farming, though it will not really have any major advantage, but subsistence farming, if I still ask you, what is one advantage of this type of farming? One advantage is that subsistence farming helps in solving the food problem of any country, food requirements of the farmers. Okay, that is one advantage of it.
It's
That
important for the farmers.
Excuse me, ma'am.
farmers. Yes, please.
Ma'am, it is important
ma'am,
for the farmers who has a small place.
Poor farmers or in countries which are highly popular.
And why are farmers most important for a country?
Without farmers, will you have food?
How we will eat?
Imagine.
Farm
Okay,
areas,
Yes. They will not
It's
try.
like this. If you don't have agriculture, you won't have farmers.
And how
If you don't have
agriculture
farmers, you
would be
won't have agriculture.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I want to give Srihan one task. So this 1 week, try this. before starting your classes of school, grow your own lunch, food for your own lunch and dinner, and then start class. Will you be able to do that? In the morning, you wake up at
No,
4
ma'am.
to 9, you are
No,
doing
I
agriculture
can't.
in the field. 9, you are coming to class. Then you
My
are
father is not a
Ma'am,
farmer.
and it will take a few months to grow.
Ma'am,
try.
excuse me,
Will
ma'am.
you be able to do that?
Ma'am, days, weeks, months,
Excuse
years.
me, ma'am.
Please tell.
Ma'am, that's
Ma'am,
why
I
we
just
say
have a
like,
question. What if the question comes differentiate between commercial farming and plantation farming? Ma'am, there's only one difference.
One difference, yes. Mainly
Yes,
there is
ma'am.
only one difference between commercial and plantation.
In commercial, all types of crops are grown, and plantation only one type is grown.
Listen, in
Area.
commercial farming, you can write, in case of commercial farming, more than, crop rotation can be, many times.
Ma'am, mixed cropping.
Crop rotation is
Ma'am,
there.
mixed cropping.
In
Ma'am,
planting,
mixed cropping is also
Crop
done.
rotation.
mixed cropping is
Agroforestry.
in agroforestry.
No.
Not wrong. Mostly you can say crop rotation and all can be done in commercial farming, whereas in plantation it is mostly one crop that is grown.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is the advantage of commercial farming? In commercial farming, since cash crops are grown, it helps the farmers or the country also earn more profit. Okay, so you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
growing such crops which is giving you money, and with that
Yes, ma'am.
money, a country's economic development can come over. Also,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
commercial farming, such crops are grown which can be sold to different industries. And in commercial farming, cotton is very commonly grown. So cotton is sold to factories that make clothes.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Ma'am,
That
can you tell
cotton
the
is
important
sold
questions
without
of
the
South
seeds or
America?
with the seeds?
What?
Cotton is sold without the seeds or with the seeds?
Cotton, the tufts that they have, I don't think they sell it with the seeds. There is a way of plucking cotton. There's a technique of plucking cotton balls and all, maintaining and all. Then
ma'am, in my previous society, we had a cotton plant.
really, it's very,
Yes, ma'am.
very nice. Cotton plants look. If you see
So,
a
ma'am, it
cotton,
was very dangerous. The
Important
cotton
questions of
and
South
the
America
cotton
which you will
fruits
give.
type- Ma'am,
Ma'am,
the veggies
South
type of
America-
thing used
Excuse
to
me, ma'am.
fall, and they used to burst open.
yes.
Excuse
I
me,
was very
ma'am.
afraid of
ma'am,
it. that
when
one
I,
day it
when-
would fall on my hand and my head would be full of cotton and I would be cold.
Nice.
You're already old.
Ayushman, you were saying, excuse me, ma'am. Please tell.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mummy,
In
young
my
bachas.
hometown in Silchar, so there was a very it was a very, the wind was coming and a cotton tree was, I was in my uncle's house, not so far, there was a cotton tree. So we went to the terrace. Then we saw that the wind was blowing all the cotton and it was a very beautiful sight. Means I can't explain, it was so beautiful sight.
Yes,
was a very
cotton
beautiful
plants make the things look very
Ma'am.
white flowers,
Ma'am.
fluffy ones. Okay,
Ma'am.
1 minute before you say.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so difference, advantage, disadvantage. So advantage of plant subsistence is this one, and advantage of commercial and plantation is common. Two things you can
Profit.
add as an advantage. So since they are sold in the market, it helps the farmers earn a lot of money. Also, in commercial farming, such type of crops are grown which are used for trading. So, a lot of it is grown and traded with different countries. Once again, it helps in economic development because it is helping you earn money by trading the crops. Okay, like India trades in tea. India earns a lot of money by exporting tea to other parts of the world. Okay, in the same way, you will find Mediterranean regions. They have they do grape cultivation. They grow grapes. Okay, so they have vineyards, vineyards. So they have a very important way of earning is they have wine making and selling them in the market. So these are all ways of earning. Okay, so that you can always add. And one more thing that I would say, how tell 2 ways how agriculture helps in bringing about economic development. Any 2 you can write, anything you can
Ma'am,
write.
what about South America?
South America, so we have already discussed so many times.
Yes.
South America.
How many times we discussed before the exam? We discussed the question answers. Then after the exam, we discussed.
After the exam, we discuss again.
Characteristics.
Yes, answers.
Characteristics of each
Who asked this question?
for
South
one
America.
contest. Difference between latitude and longitude. I find you all make.
Ma'am, that is the most.
Ma'am, you mentioned that you will
Ma'am,
give
that
that
is
from
the most
before only.
Ma'am, I
Once
always,
you study
ma'am, I
that.
always
Before
good part
also.
that. Ma'am, I always good part that.
The latitude is horizontal and the
Ma'am, which is, if you tell longitude, I will write the latitude only. That is my mistake.
Long. When you are talking about long, it is also longitude, latitude. Late jana. So in Hindi, you are lying down. So latitude, you are lying down. Long, it's longitude. So you are standing. Latitudes and longitudes.
Ma'am, longitude, ma'am, the longitudinal value is east and west.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, longitudinal value is east and west and latitudinal value is north and south.
I will remember it.
Longitude is a perfect
Hebrew
stand.
to me. Yes, latitudes, longitudes, any 2 characteristics maybe of the Western Cordillera, or which
Okay, ma'am.
part of South America has
ma'am, latitude is fat and longitude is tall.
My longitude is like
Yeah.
world is so long.
Longitude
Big.
is latitude is longitude longer
And ma'am,
than the
latitude is late, Jai Hind.
circles and
I guess.